Hey everyone, welcome to Homeschool. And today we are with the topic refraction through prism. See, we have started the chapter Human Eye and the Colorful World. See, already 3 videos are over where I have discussed everything about the structure of human eye, power of accommodation, as well as the defects of vision. Right? So, video links are provided in the description. You just can go and check it out to get a clear information about the concepts. Coming to the topic, we are studying about refraction that is happening in a prism. Okay, so in our previous chapter, we got to know what do you mean by refraction, right? So refraction is nothing but bending of light when light is traveling from one medium to another medium. So that is what we call refraction. So here, let us see how refraction can occur in prism, right? See, this is what we call prism, right? See, have you ever seen the prism? You might have seen in your schools, say this is a small prism. Can you able to tell me how many triangular faces and rectangular faces are there in prism? See, triangular faces. See, the face that you are seeing is a triangular face. And if I turn it like this is a rectangular face, right? So, how many triangular and rectangular faces are there in prism? Coming to the triangular faces, this is one triangle and backside, like this is one triangle, right? So, in a prism, you actually have two triangular faces. And how many rectangular faces? This is one rectangular faces, the side one, the lateral one. This is another rectangular faces, and the bottom you have the third rectangular faces, isn't it? So altogether we have 3 rectangular faces. Okay, fine. And you know, refraction can happen only when you pass light through rectangular faces. Okay, so rectangular faces are inclined planes. I can also call them as inclined planes. So if I have to draw the prism, I can draw something like this. Say true triangular faces are there, right? And let me join, and this part to this part and this part to this part, right? So this is what the lateral weave of prism. See, this part I have drawn. This is one rectangular face, backside one rectangular face, bottom one rectangular face. And this is an inclined in the sense something like this, right? It is making an angle. When two rectangular faces meet, there is an angle between, right? So these inclined faces, that is our rectangular faces, are actually the refracting surfaces. That means when you pass light, monochromatic light or white light, when it is hit on a rectangular face, you will see the refraction. Okay, when you pass a light on triangular face, there is no refraction, guys. So now what is the use of this triangular face? From this triangular face, we can actually observe how refraction is happening inside, like in which direction the bending of light is taking place. That you can make it out with the help of triangular face. Okay, so this is a very basic information about a prism. So prism is the one which has two triangular faces, which helps us to see how refraction is happening inside a prism. And refraction actually happens where? In the rectangular faces. There are 3 rectangular faces, right? So whenever a light hits on a rectangular face, you will see bending of light taking place through the prism. So this is what our refraction of prism. Okay, and now let us try to draw a diagram like how actually the refraction takes place. Okay, and one small idea I'll give you actually with the help of a laser light how a refraction can take place. Observe it carefully. See, actually in a video you cannot make it out very clearly, but I'm holding my laser light like this and it is hitting on one point on a rectangular surface. if you see the point of laser light on other rectangular surface, it is somewhere at the bottom. That means the laser light is not going in a straight line, right? It is going slightly inclined. The laser light has bent inside the prism. So on the other rectangular plane, when you observe a laser light, the dot is slightly down. But this side, the laser light point is slightly up. The other side, the laser light point is slightly down. That means the laser light is not traveling in a straight line, like it is bending inside the prism. It has bent inside the prism and it has come out of the prism like bending only, right? So this actually tells us there is refraction happening inside the prism. Let us learn more details about this refraction in detail with the help of a diagram. Okay. See guys, observe carefully here. If this is a prism, I'm drawing much bigger diagram just to make you understand the things. So this is our prism. And one more thing, like these are the two rectangular faces, right? The angle between the two rectangular faces, like this angle, we will call it as angle of prism. Okay, this angle we call it as angle of prism. So the first important definition here is, let me write this side, all the definitions. So angle of prism. So what do you mean by angle of prism here? The angle between the two rectangular faces, between the two rectangular faces. Okay, or we can say angle between the two inclined faces is called angle of prism, inclined faces. Or you can say the angle between the two refractive surfaces. Our rectangular faces are called as refractive surfaces, isn't it? Angle between the two refractive surfaces is called as angle of prism. So anyway, you can give your definition. Angle between two rectangular faces, or angle between two inclined faces, or angle between two refracting faces. So anything can be worked out as a definition for angle of prism. Fine. Okay, so we got to know this is our angle of prism. Now imagine this is our incident ray, okay, hitting like this. So in this direction, the incident ray is hitting onto a prism. Let this ray be PQ. PQ is the incident ray hitting onto a prism, right? Okay, see, we all know this is air. Air is a rarer medium and this prism is a glass, right? Glass is a denser medium. Again, outside the sphere, this side is air. Air is a rarer medium. So whenever a ray is passing from rarer medium to denser medium, how will the light ray go? It will not go in a straight line. Definitely bending takes place. That is what we mean by refraction, isn't it? And how does the light ray bends? Towards the normal or away from the normal? Think it of. Whenever a ray is going from rarer to denser medium, the refracted ray bends towards the normal, isn't it? So all these basics we have studied in our previous chapter. Okay, first let me draw the normal here. Okay, so how do you draw the normal here? Say this is what your surface of the prism, AB. AB is one surface of the prism, BC is another surface. So to this surface, when you draw a line perpendicular, right? When you draw a line perpendicular to this, that becomes your normal, right? Fine. So this is the line perpendicular to this surface. So this makes your normal. So let me call this normal as N dash. Okay. So how will this light ray bend now? It will bend towards the normal, right? Something like this. It bends towards the normal. But its direction, its actual direction should be something like this. This is its actual direction. Yes or no? The light ray must go in this direction if it is going in a straight line. But it's not going in a straight line. It is bending. The light ray is bending towards a normal. So this is my refracted ray EF. Let this be refracted ray EF. So now here, what is the angle of incidence here? So this is our angle of incidence, and which is the angle of refraction? Definitely this is our angle of refraction, right? Angle of incidence, angle of refraction. Clear. And now the ray is again coming back from glass medium to air medium, right? So whenever a light ray is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, how does the ray goes? Ray goes, away from the normal. The ray will refract away from the normal, isn't it? And now here this particular rays, let us check it out. How does it goes? First you draw a normal here. So how do you draw the normal? A normal is the one which is perpendicular to the surface. So M dash is our normal. Okay, so this is the refracted ray. EF is the refracted ray, and it is going where? It is going away from the normal, because the light is going from denser medium to rarer medium, something like this. Okay, and this ray we call it as emergent ray. Okay, RS is called emergent ray, right? Emergent ray. Okay, see the normal direction of a light, like if refraction do not occur, this is how a light ray has to pass. Okay, this is how a light ray's direction have to be. But refraction occurred in a prism, so the light ray has bent like this. Normal light's direction is this way, but the light ray has bent like this. That means this much is the deviation that took place in the direction of light, no? This is the actual direction, but it bent like this. See the extent of deviation that is taking place. See the extent of bending that is taking place. So how do you find this extent of bending, guys? So very simple. What I am trying to do is just observe carefully. So normal ray has to go like this, it has bent like this, right? Say to find the extent of deviation, I will extend these lines. Okay, I will extend those lines. Okay, and see, this is a normal path of a light, and this is actually the bended path of a light. So this angle, we will call it as angle of deviation. Okay, so this angle will tell us to how much extent the light ray has bent. This is a normal path, but to this extent the light ray has bent. Just this line if you project back, this line if you extend back, it will meet the normal path of a light, no? So that angle we will call it as angle of deviation. Okay, so this is a very, very important definition to remember. So what is the next definition we are learning? Angle of deviation. So what is angle of deviation? How do you define your angle of deviation, guys? It is the angle between incident ray and emergent ray. Incident ray and emergent ray. Yes or no? So this is what we call angle of deviation. Okay, so let me summarize what we have done here. So let me write it as point wise. Just what I took, PQ is the incident ray. PQ is incident ray. Okay, so where did this incident ray hit? It has hit on which one? AB surface. It has hit on AB surface of prism, right? And then what happened? The moment it hit at this surface, refraction occurred. So which is the refracted ray? EF. EF is the refracted ray. Okay, refracted ray. And which is our emergent ray? RS. RS is emergent ray. Emergent ray. Okay, and then if you extend this PQ in a straight line, and if you extend this RS in a straight line, both of them will meet at certain point, making an angle, and that angle we will call it as angle of deviation. Okay, so this is the main concept of studying refraction through prism. You must know how to draw this diagram, and you must know two important definitions here. First one is, what do you mean by angle of prism? Second one is, what do you mean by angle of deviation? Right? If the incident ray is extended like this and emergent ray has extended like this, you will get to know to how much extent the light ray that has hit has bent. Okay, so the angle between the incident ray and emergent ray itself, we will call it as angle of deviation. Okay, so that's all about the refraction through prism. Very simple, right? Only thing you have to be careful is drawing this particular diagram and showing how incident ray is hitting, how refracted ray has formed inside, and how emergent ray is coming out. Carefully you have to draw it, putting normals, and then extend the original path and the emergent ray path. You will get to know angle of deviation. Right? So with this, I end this session, and in my next video, you will see about the dispersion of white light through prism. Clear, everybody? And do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in an easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you so much.